this morning. Thank you, Barb, for my gift. I'm going to go and see what everybody's up to. Good morning, Deb, Joydy. Joydy, I think is doing better. I love that panel quilt you made. Yes, I love that, Deb. It's beautiful. It was a kit. I bought it a few years ago. I felt like Leanna last Saturday getting a top on a light. Well, great. I'm glad. I have many kids' patterns to complete also. It's fun to find them again when I do. When are you going live again, Deb? I can't even do a block. But I think she underestimates herself too, Joydy. I'm trying to find time that won't interfere with anybody else. It's so hard, Deb. It is so hard. I just saw your profile picture. You're so pretty. We are talking about Joydy's. Yeah, Joydy's profile picture is adorable. She's had that for a while here. Let's see. Just started the Not Quite Right series. Barb, good morning. Rebecca, good morning. Let's see. Sheila, good morning. Mitzi, good morning. And Mike, good morning. How are we? So, I am working on 16 at a time, half square triangles. We're going to give that a bit, though, because I'm going to finish up my holiday top here. It's cold here in New York. It is really, really cold. Good morning, Rob. And Rob is, well, you know what? Mike has a channel called A New York Beauty. And Rob has a quilt show. You know what I mean. A channel called Quilting in the Man Cave. Go check them out. Good morning, Linda, Joe. All right, so I am working on finishing up this quilt. This is my Ginger Quilter Mega Box. It's called the Nice List. It's cold in Austin too. It's 59. Oh, I wish it was 59. It is very cold here. In the 30s. And of course, you know, I didn't follow the directions in the book, and I didn't use all the fabric she sent, though I have a project already in mind of playing with the scraps from my box. And she sent binding. I'm just making sure I have enough before I sew this on, because I got so distracted in sewing and then I looked at the time. Okay, I have plenty. And so this is what she sent for binding. And so what I did is, because I did the no waste flying geese, I didn't, you know, we talked about how I don't follow patterns sometimes. So I streamlined the pattern and I did the Eleanor Burns flying geese. Because I didn't do the flip and stitch for all the individual flying geese, that actually, I ended up with extra white background fabric. And with the extra white background fabric, I added a border to the bottom and a border to the sides. So I added a 2.5, being that's not in there, I should tell you how I finished this. I added a 2.5-inch border on the bottom and a 2.5-inch border on the sides of the white, the background. Then what I decided to do, because I want to make this just a scotch bigger, was I took the fabric that she had for us for binding, and I did cut it into the 2.5-inch strips, but instead I used it as a border. So I had finished the background, right, to give the background. I'll show you. I'm going to put it up and show you. But in any case, I am putting on a 2.5-inch border to kind of tighten everything up. Did I start? No, I didn't. I have to go back at the beginning. to kind of like, I don't know, round this off to my liking, right? We buy kits. We all buy these quilt kits. But no one says you have to follow the directions exactly. No one says you have to do exactly what's in the picture. You know, you're allowed to do what you want to do. It's your quilt. So this is how I changed it. I'm going to put this on, and then we're going to have a quick discussion on the changes I made. So in case if you have this pattern, store it away, or you bought the ginger quilter box, it's the mega box, this one, then you know what I did, and maybe you'll like the idea. Of course, I could have picked something from my stash like I did for the presents, for more of the presents, but I went ahead to use what she had. So it's almost there. It is almost there. You won't even look. I don't know what I was doing. So this morning I woke up around 4 o'clock. But I did get it. I felt like I get a good sound sleep. Like I don't remember being up. A lot of times I wake up and I feel like I'm restless, like I was up all night. I really do feel like I slept right through. All right, I'm going to put this up and then we'll discuss. And then we'll go to the 16 at a time HSTs. And that is for, I'm back stitching because this is the final border that's going on the quilt. And I didn't back stitch here. And so this is what happens when you don't back stitch here. Just come back. Oh, wait, I did back stitch. Did I back stitch? Let me see. Nope. All right. So I just come back in. I go on my stitching line and then I just back. I don't want it to undo itself on my long arm. All right, so let me show you what I did here. You can see all my little changes. And also, I guess I'm unveiling it because you haven't seen it yet. Oh boy. This is a huge, huge quilt, especially now that I just added a whole bunch to it. I'm on my tippy toes, and there's one on that I couldn't get to. All right. So here we are. Let's move things around. So I don't have any of those lighter color blocks. I don't know if you recall, but I switched it out. I went into my stash. I added some gingerbread men because I'm a gingerbread lady. I love gingerbread. So I had to add some gingerbread in this quilt. So here we are. And so in the quilt, you're sewing these in columns, right? You're sewing everything in columns. You're done. You long arm it and you put your binding. But then now I have all these pieces that I have to deal with on my long arm, right? They could possibly split open. So what I had decided to do, being that I streamlined the pattern and I made these with no waste, I ended up with extra yardage. And look, I still even have extra yardage, even with doing that. And I even have an extra strip here. So what I did is I went ahead, the top of the pattern already had this block of white. So I did not have to add a 2.5 inch strip at the top because I felt like the top was good. Now, when I come to the bottom just ended with the presents. The bottom, this is the way the quilt would have ended. And I wanted to add a border, so I added a background 2.5 inch strip on the bottom so that it kind of matches the top. And then here on the side, what I did was, so now I have, just follow me, I had the top and the bottom with the background. What I did is I took a 2.5 inch strip of the background, because the same thing, it would have ended with presents like that. I wanted to give it this 2.5 inch strip. For me, to me, it finished out the quilt. But what I did to make my life easier is, being that the top and bottom already had the border, the white like background, I sewed a 2.5 inch strip of the white and the 2.5 inch strip of the red. I sewed these together as a strip set, ironed it, and then I went ahead and put it to my whole quilt. This way it streamlined it, and I didn't have to have a big piece to try to go through twice through my machine. So again, I pieced this 2.5 inch and this 2.5 inch together, and then I stitched it to the sides. So now we have the top corner here. So now all I had to do was take a 2.5 inch strip and put that at the top. I still need to do one at the bottom, and then I will have my finished presents. I have to find a 108 because it's quite big, but it will be finished today. This here. Then that leaves me with my light colored, like I call low volume Christmas fabric, plus the low volume Christmas fabric I had left over from last year. And I'm going to make a low volume quilt. I am working the measurements, the math out for myself. It's gonna be a surprise, because I'm gonna try to get that done. Again, I don't know what I'm doing, but somehow I made 2 extra presents, just like I did with these, I made 2 extra of these. I don't know what is going on. I keep making extra blocks. So I'm gonna put those probably to a placemat, and I have this extra that I can add to it. So that's done. This is a done project, and let's get to clue 2, or part 2 of the Who's There quilt that I'm using my scraps on. And that would be here, the 16 at a time. And then I have a bucket of fun. And we'll show you the bucket of fun later. All right. So just in case, if you didn't see, I finished all my 4 patches for the part 1 or clue 1 of the Who's There, which leads me to part 2. I streamlined this pattern after I've made it, because I couldn't do it before. And I had decided, I was trying to do 32, but I didn't have a big enough piece to do that. I would have needed a 16-inch square, and I didn't have that. So we're going to make do. I had cut some 8 at a time, and then I have some that are 16 at a time. So this 16 at a time is 8 inches across, 16 inches down. Can you see, let's see, maybe if I put it on the back of this. Can you see the lines that I drew? Can you see that? All right. So we are going to go ahead, and I'm actually going to draw lines with you. So I'm going to move the camera, and I'm going to show you how I made this into the 16 at a time. So what we're going to need is, we're going to need a pencil or a marking tool, whatever your preference is. And we're going to need a ruler. I have one on the other side, and we're going to go for it. Ready? And yes, I finished long arming, so I have to reload for another bit. I looked into, so there used to be an option for this to go horizontal. The option has been taken away. I cannot do my live horizontal. I know I'm some little thing there. I apologize. I'm thinking about making the expense. I'm not sure yet if I want that added expense. But to get StreamYard, something like that. Okay, so we're going to try this. So you will take your 16 by 8 inch piece. And I know it's 16 inches this way. So I am going to mark this at 8 inches. And I am going to draw a line. I know I'm going to cut there eventually. Then I'm going to come in and do a 4 inch. Now that gives me 4 inch, 4 inch. I'm going to go at that middle line. I'm going to put my 4 inch mark right on there. And then I'm going to mark this 4 inches. So now it's 4 inch columns. I have 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. They're each 4 inches. I'm going to turn this around. I'm going to take another ruler and I am going to come in from the the edge here, the edge. And I'm going to come in 4 inches and do another line. Then I'm going to take my ruler and I am going to go where my 4 inch lines start. I'm going to put my ruler there and then all the way to the other end, and I'm going to draw a diagonal line there. Now I'm going to do the same here. From that point, from that 4 inch, which is the middle, to that end, I draw another line. Now we have, let's see, now we have this. You see that? Now we're going to draw our lines the other way. I am going to come in from that 4 inch center, have a line there, and I'm going to do my diagonal and come in and do my diagonal. Now, I have this. Now I'm going to go to my sewing machine, and on this diagonal line, I'm going to go a 1/4 inch on both sides of the line, on this side and that line. Same thing over here, both sides of the line, here both sides, here both sides, and then we're going to cut. And we're going to do one in real time together. If I don't trip on myself. I found these PJs as I was cleaning up my PJ area. And I think they were my daughter's, and I think they're a little snug on me, but I needed something quick last night. All right, so we have now, right? We have our this that we've done, and then we're going to take our other piece. Let's do this one because it's fun. Let's see, should we do this and this together? So I'm just looking for combinations of my reds. So I have that one, and you know what? I think actually this one will go with this one. So I'll have this pair that I will do, and then this pair. All right, so now I put right sides together right here. And I'm going to sew. So I'm coming in at this end, and I have everything set, and I'm going to sew. Do you see that? Yes. Okay. All right, so we're going to do that, and then we're going to, and now I did not cut my thread. I'm just going to go now to the next line. Move my bucket. And then I cut my thread. Actually, I didn't have to cut my thread, but I did. Now we're going to go to the other line. Now, yes, you are crossing some paths, and that's okay. Now, I just rotated. I stopped and rotated. That's okay. It'll come right off. Once we cut it, you'll see the stitches will just unstitch themselves. I stopped there. So now I have these lines done and these. Now we're going to work on these lines. So we're going to go over here. And I'm just rotating. I'm going to stop there. I'm going to lift up my presser foot. I pull the string a little bit. Last time I cut it, but I didn't need to. And then I can come right in. So again, I'm right now only sewing on diagonal lines. I am only sewing on diagonal lines. I'll pull that a little bit. This is my last pass through. Let's see. Now, can you see on my diagonal lines? You know what? You probably can't see, but you can see if I turn it this way. Can you? Maybe. Do you see the thread here? It's like making X's. And I have that through. Now we're going to go ahead and cut this. So I'm going to come back to this area. And yes, there is a mess down there. Just ignore it. I was going through to see what I could find for 108s when I realized I hardly have anything there. All right, so now we have our fabric. We're going to cut. So I'm just going to use my big ruler. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this in half. Right on that line, it's there for me. I'm going to cut it. Then I'm going to come over here, lift up my ruler. I'm leaving this exactly where it's at. I'm not moving it. I'm going to find my line. I'm going to cut. Now I'm going to come over here and cut my other 4-inch, right, interval. And this interval here. I have not touched anything. I have left that be. Now I'm going where the diagonal line is, where we sewed a 1/4 inch. I am going to start cutting on those lines. And I'm lifting up my ruler. So this is actually how I streamline a lot of my patterns. I know you're like, I don't know how you can sew that fast. Sometimes it's not even about the sewing the fast. It's just trying to be as efficient as I possibly can. Now I have all my half square triangles right here, and we are all set. And when I said that there is like a sew line here, you see this little line that sews? That when we sew it doesn't interfere at all with our half square triangle, you see, because it's in the seam. So there we go. I have 16 of them. Now I can go ahead and I can use my block lock, or I can use a trim it ruler. This is not the one that I need. So I have one of these that I could use, or again, I have block locks. Whatever is your favorite tool, you would just come in, you would go over, right? Yep, everything is good. I just go to one end and I just trim. Again, you can trim or now I don't like to use these little things here. I know that they're there, but let me show you why. These are very expensive. See what happens if you hit it just in the wrong spot. So, and it only has happened on my tip, lesson learned, just putting that out there. Maybe I was a little too rough with it, I'm not sure. But you would just then trim them, iron them, and then you have your HSTs for Clue 2, part 2 of the sew along. Now, when you're working with scraps, you may not have a big piece of scraps. Like someone said, your definition of scraps is different than my definition of scraps. Basically, anything I have used in a quilt is a scrap to me. So if it's obviously if it's under, I don't know, a half a yard, even under a yard, it's a scrap to me. If I used it, to me, it's a scrap. I've used it in a quilt. Some of us think of a scrap as little, and I do have those too that I keep. So like when I was making this, I wanted to use this, but I didn't have a scrap big enough to do 16 at a time, or even 32. So I just did the 8 at a time method. And it's the same thing. If you think about what I just did, it's basically doing these 2 8 at a times, right? I drew, here we go. I drew the lines on it just the same way. It's basically a half of this, right? Because I have 2 of these. And then a 32 would be double. Oops. Double of this. Kind of get where I'm going with this? So that is how I streamline patterns. Okay, let's see. I missed so much. Oh, by the way, what is the word today? So while I go back in comments, let's see what we have. So this is my apples to apples. Oh, we're not going to do this. I don't need that word today. I'll let you know what the word is. The word is dim, and it is dull, stupid, and dark. I'm not into that word today. We got to think positive. Oh, what is with this fair? Unbiased, clear, and beautiful. All right, let's go with fair. Why not? Fair is the word. Unbiased, clear, and beautiful. So use your sewing room to think of something that is fair. Unbiased, clear, and beautiful. So I have a fair amount of fabric. We'll go with that. And let me go back and let's see where we left off. I honestly don't know where we left off. We've left off on a lot of good mornings. That much I remember. Here we are. So we have, okay, I think we left off with Joe, Linda, and it's cold. That's right. We were talking about it's cold. She said it was 59 degrees. It's like 30 something here. I was trying to get Honey to start the fire now in the fireplace, because now that we've gotten rain and snow, I feel okay about starting my fireplace. But I'm going to tell you, he was like, no. Good morning, Sheila. Back to your coffee. Enjoying the cooler weather, but I'm not looking forward to 30 degrees. Oh, is it going to be getting down to 30 over there? Ooh, that's cold. So I am not doing tea or coffee this morning. I am going to do a apple, kind of like a fall festive punch, and it's hot. So that's going to have ginger in it. It's going to have cloves. It's going to have cinnamon. It's going to have apple cider. It's going to have cranberries. And then I'll heat that all up with some, well, for me, decaffeinated tea. I'll stick in some of that. And then I will cook that on the stove, and I'll probably have that this morning. And I don't know, sometime around the afternoon when I go to reheat it, because I put it in a big pot. So later on in the afternoon when I reheat it, I'll be adding some red wine to it, some Portuguese red wine, and I'm cooking it. I'm bringing it back up to a boil, so all that will be cooked off, all the alcohol. But then it'll be like mulled wine in the afternoon. What? Wait, what does it say? I missed it. 39 here in North Carolina. Ooh, what are directions? Yeah, exactly. They're just guidelines of what we maybe should be doing. 54 and foggy in Tampa right now. That's chilly for Florida. It is. It's going to be 30s over the weekend. Your PJs are cute. Well, thank you. They're a little tight and snug, but they're, I don't have, these are the only, no, I have another pair. Or is this my only? I think this is my only Hello Kitty. The other pair, I think, is Betty Boop. I told my honey, you know, I need a onesie PJ that is chicken, like a chicken one or chickens on there, something like that. That might be my new quest. Good morning, Tessa. Almost missed that. Let's see. Oh, wait, did I check all? Nope. I'm sorry, wasn't on all messages. So if I've missed you, sorry. I just changed to all messages right now. Just did so right now. Good morning, Zaza. And somehow now I've missed all my messages, just went kaputzi. So I'm sorry. I missed a whole lot. Let me see. Maybe went kaputzi. I don't know. I see Zaza's here. Mirta, good morning. Pre-Thanksgiving Day. I'm getting ready for work. Barely slept last night. Oh, it's closing. That's sad. It is. So my chat went crazy. So I am now only seeing, it seems to me on my side, new chat. What's up with Joanne's? Ours is still open so far. So mine is too. Morning, everyone. There's only a fabric store around here in Tifton, Albany. Wait a second. Mirta, you're around Albany? I didn't think you were around Albany. It's the only fabric store around here in Tifton, Albany, and Warmer Robins area. Nada. That's where I get my quilting fabric from. Well, Mirta, if you're by Albany. I'm not too far from Albany. Why are you not sewing with me on Saturdays? Yes, Mike, you too. Why aren't you taking Trailways? I could pick you up. I think Trailways comes all the way up here. Joy-D. All right. Ours is still open. I miss AC Moore. So we didn't have AC Moore here. Hello, Melanie. Hello, Susan. Okay, I know I've missed a bunch of people. Hello, Lori. In case if I didn't say so, I lost most of my chat for whatever reason. My chat went dark. Let's see what else. I hope people don't watch and think the number of finishes Leanna does is normal. Oh, Gorilla Glue works well, Leanna. What do we need? Oh, for that? Yes, Joy-D, the breaking thing. I use Crazy Glue, but it re-broke, so I don't have the way the blade, wait, I just don't like the way the blade hits this ruler. I've nicked blades on. I do too. And so I now I use it and then I just clip afterwards. I find it's the easiest and safest for me at this point. Hello, Katie. Good morning. Good morning, Fernie. It's 17 here in Minnesota. Woo, that's cold. That is cold. All right, so I don't know what happened to my chat. So I apologize. I cannot get it back. Let me see if I hit top chats if it'll go back to it doing its thing. Yeah, it's not. It just lost it completely. Okay. So if you had said something that's fair in your sewing room, I did not get it. And I'm going to say I have a fair amount of fabric. Now let's go with this bag of fun. Ready? So Honey and I, what day it was? Sunday? I don't know. All days are meshing together. I think it was Sunday. When I say I don't get a lot, I didn't get a lot accomplished, and I realized, like, someone said to me, really, Leanna? Because I chuckle at that, because then you're showing us all these quilts. It means that I'm not in my room all day, and in my mind, I want to be in my room all day so I can finish X, Y, and Z. And instead, I'm not in my room. And so therefore, when I'm not in my room, I don't feel like I've been productive for the day. I don't know why I think that way, but that's just how it is. So, oh, that's funny. Sheila's like, Mirta is in Georgia. That's what I thought. I thought she was in Georgia, but I saw Albany and I was so confused. So instead we did this. So I was productive in a way, just not in my mind. So here is one. We decided to pull out some things that I had. I have a box of things that when I'm with my niece, I bring over and we do crafts. And then his sister gave him a box of stuff when she gave us like stuff that she was using for her windows in her store to decorate. And I took all those. Hi, Annette. Try to refresh, might help get the comments back. I lost them on my live stream. Lose them on my live stream occasionally as well. So Annette Sumson, is that right? You must have a channel, I'm going to say, if you're losing them on your live stream. Please let us know. I'm on my phone, so I don't. Oh, here's the refresh button. Nope, that's the button that turns the camera. That's not the refresh button. Anyway, here we go. We had in the box of fun of just random stuff that was given to me were these styrofoam work channel, not quilt related. Gotcha. That is styrofoam snowflakes that was in this bag of stuff that was given to me. There was also these pre-cut snowflakes and these pre-cut flower looking things, and then lots of pom-poms with a lot of sparkle. So we made these together. He wanted to do, he's been bugging me about let's make ornaments or something, because this year we need ornaments on our trees because I'm not going in that shed to deal with that mess. So and look for it. So we also had these there was these glass peppermints, I guess. They're like glass and or plastic, and they're like peppermint. So we did this and we just hot glued, and then we had another piece. And then I took my sewing machine because, I had to sew something. So I took a stack of these flowers, alternated it, and then I went ahead, and I don't know if you can see, but I stitched right through. And then I just put a little pom-pom on it. Yesterday, we went to the Dollar Tree and we bought hooks. So we'll hot glue some hooks on these. And then these will be our decorations around the house. Again, here, this is a better view. See how I just kind of sewed them together to tack them down. And most of these are about the same here. That one was neat. And we were just playing around. We had a lot of fun. Wait till you see Honey's. He got very creative. I just kind of just put some stuff together and called it a day from the pre-cut stuff, but he actually got into it. His stuff is coming. I have a fair amount of these ornaments now. And, we'll put them on like tags and stuff like that. Okay, I'm getting to his. I'm getting to his right here. And so we had felt out, and he has Christmas trees right here. And he made Groucho marks. I call these Groucho marks avocados. These are supposed to be avocados. Cute little avocados. They kind of remind me of a Bert and Ernie Muppet. Definitely has the eyebrows of Groucho Marx. He made a little Santa. We have more of these. And then here we go, the avocado with the big nose, which is the pit of the avocado. Here's more. I don't know. He had a thing with avocados. So we have lots of them. And then he made a reindeer. Right here, he used cardboard and just felt and some fun stuff. And people at work were like, where do I get a husband like that? The art teacher says, where do I get a husband like that wants to go and do crafts? I go, I don't know. So I am going to do this probably on a live with you all. It was fun. So while he was getting all busy with his, I was actually sewing. And I took, you will see, selvages and some trees. So I will be doing this on a live together. This was fun to do. I used the pom-pom. Maybe I'll find some stars. I don't know. And there we are. And then I just cut them out. So I just sewed selvages onto felt, cut out the trees. And I tried this kind of tree, and then I was like, yeah, that's too much work because I wasn't in the mood for all the work. And then I decided I was going to put googly eyes on the trees and be silly myself. Here is one with nothing on there, just the selvages. And these would be cute on packages. Just last year I made these, and I made one for each staff member, and I just put it in their box and I said, Happy Holidays, Merry Christmas, all the above. But there it is. This one has the selvages going the opposite way. I like it though better with the selvages going across. I had decided. I only have one that's like the other one. And that's it. That's what we did on Sunday last week. And I don't know, sometime this weekend we'll put little tags on, the little hooks on these. But we had fun. It was a fun thing to do. And we've done that. I'll put this over. All right. So I don't see anybody who has anything fair going on. Let's see. It is snowing in Denver and 33. Oh, here's Deb. I have a fair amount of messes in my sewing room. Yeah, I do too over there. Oh, the S word. Okay, so I did that. That's super cute. You could totally make hair clips out of those. Oh yeah, that would be cute, wouldn't that? Yep, he was getting into it. He really was, Melanie. Good morning. I have a fair amount of projects started, but not finished in my sewing room. Same here. Super imaginative. I've been saving my selvages for trees. Oh, there we go. Those are so cute. Wish a cute idea. Package tags, love it. Yes. You know, that got me thinking how I have all these selvages that I've been saving. We have a fair amount of snow. That's good. It should be fair to say I should stop buying fabric. So I was thinking, wouldn't that be cute actually, as in like a whole quilt? Maybe trees, like actual trees. And didn't we just get a, let's see. I think, let's read this pattern. Okay, I have the gingerbread barn. That's I have to work on my scraps from the Ginger Quilter Mega Box. And then I have to work on my ginger barn. And I wasn't sure if I was going to get to these, but let's see. like even like if I did like Jerome or the other gnome person, right? I could use like the hat selvages, but no, look at this, Into the Woods. Look at that. Maybe I could do that, and I could use selvages where the trees are. That would be super cute. How much work is this? Let's see how much work this is. This may not be too bad. We might be able to pull something off like this. Or a version. Probably not this exactly, because now I'm looking at the construction of this. Okay, this may not work for the selvage. Okay, we're going to come up with our own thing with salvages trees, maybe. I'll figure it out, because I'm thinking that might be super cute. And then you could use maybe sequins or beads on it. I don't know. We can go wild. Like I have time to do that. Listen to me. All right. So my Janome on my, wait, what? My Janome on my bus. Oh, yes. My Janome on your bus. You don't have to bring your Janome on your bus, Mike. I've got plenty of sewing machines here. I have a Janome. You want to sew on a Janome? I have a Janome here. I have a sewist, right? That's a Janome. I think so. I have the sewist. You can sew on that. I have that. I have all my vintage. There's like probably 15 machines that I can come up with, and I'm sure one of them you can find. Are you using the World Fair? Oh no, the word fair. I missed that. Yes, I am. I'm using that. Fair. It says unbiased, clear, and beautiful. It would make great applique for Christmas quilts. Yes, I mean, there's so many ideas one can do. I was playing with that and I loved it. I have a fair amount of whips, works in progress. Good morning, Bernice. We will have to watch replay Thanksgiving prep this time. Not a problem, but thank you for stopping in. And Leanna, prayers for your test results. Yeah, well, for my blood test results, I'm basically not gonna get those until way after. My arms are killing me today. They gave me stuff and it's just hurting, but it's not too bad. Anyway, everyone have a wonderful day. For tomorrow, what's going on tomorrow? I don't even know what's going on tomorrow. My life is right now an upside down mess. So I'm just doing what my body feels. I am not cooking Thanksgiving dinner tomorrow. It's just not going to happen. We're going to go to his sister's house. We planned it that way. I mean, Christmas is basically going to be that same way. We planned it where it's going to be more of a relaxation than me going crazy and tending to everybody. So I have a turkey. I thought I was going to make it today. It's halfway frozen, so it'll probably be for Friday. Tomorrow, Katie is having, I think, a Thanksgiving thing. Other content creators are all having live a Thanksgiving thing. Thank you for all your invites, everyone. I know Sean invited me to do something. I'm still trying to figure it out. I can't put more on my plate at this moment because I may break. So I don't want the invitations to stop coming in because I would like to be able to do stuff and do so much collaboration with everyone. I just need to put brakes on a lot of stuff right now until I can get myself in check and figure out what's up. So you may see me tomorrow on well, you know what? You may see me tomorrow at 7 a.m. because everybody's still asleep. Honestly, everybody's asleep. So yes, I'm gonna say I'm gonna go on a live tomorrow at 7 a.m. And if you're there, you're there. If you're not, you're not. I understand it's Thanksgiving. But yeah, we'll say I'll be there tomorrow at 7. I hope everyone takes care of themselves. I'm gonna take care of myself, pass it forward. If you like what you see, please like, subscribe, and share my channel. Give those 16 at a time, 32 at a time, 8 at a time HSTs a try. And you'll be there, Melanie. Great. Have a wonderful day, and we'll see you soon. Bye.